and welcome to segment 2 of Possibilities with Dr. Ada Kennan, coming to you from Las Vegas, hot, Nevada, the entertainment capital of the world, and the studios of WCOBM. Now, if you just tuned in, Possibilities features conversations with people of all ages and from all walks of life who believe, achieve, and live their dreams. If you've been listening to my shows this month, then you know that we are looking at why so many people are turning away from mainstream medicine and turning to complementary and alternative medicine, otherwise known as CAM. And we've been talking about a popular alternative healing modality, self-hypnosis. Due to the overwhelming positive feedback received from so many of our listeners, we're going to continue to look at why so many people, especially here in America, are tuning in and turning into self-hypnosis. Dr. Walter B. Hammond, a.k.a. the Silver Fox, welcome back to Possibilities.
Glad to be here, Dr. Ada.
And glad to have you. Ada with an H, you remember. Good. You can't forget, though, can you?
Nope, can't forget
that one. Okay. Now, just to update our audience, you are a veteran, you are a business owner, you are a poet, a soldier, and author of the best-selling book, Poetry to Inspire Healing, Let Your Light Shine, available through Amazon.com. So listeners, if you haven't already gotten a copy of this, run out and get it, because I guarantee that there are wonderful poems and affirmations appropriate for any time of the year, no matter what the challenge or dilemma that you find yourself in. You'll find words of consolence right here in this book, and words to live by to develop a wonderful philosophy of life. Now, you are also the owner of your own company, Development of Relaxation Powers. So you have more than the average background in this area, because your story, your passion is self-hypnosis. And we've talked in detail about your company and the services that you provide, especially last week. So I'll commend the archives from last week's show to all the listeners to get updated about what we talked about, because it was really extensive and a really wonderful show. And also last week, you took us through a great progressive relaxation exercise. And guess what? I got to be the subject for that. And I really appreciated that opportunity, because I needed it. Now, I know that you are getting ready to start one or more small groups, helping people to learn self-hypnosis. So without giving too much away, today let's talk more about what people can expect to learn when you work with them. First, what is special about the way that you approach the teaching of self-hypnosis?
How I teach is a how-to class. It shows you how to use it and what it's used for. And it's basically used for, in the general terms, to change behavior, add good behavior, or get rid of unwanted behavior.
Mm-hmm. I understand that it's also a holistic kind of endeavor.
Yes, I teach that we are a spiritual, mental, and a physical person. And that's the type of environment that I keep my students in. And I always start off explaining to my students what we really are, because most of us probably have never given a good definition of what this human body is. All they know, I'm human, and that's it.
Well, so now I know you're going to share that. What are we?
What are we?
Mm-hmm. What are we?
You want me to go?
Briefly, I don't want you to give the whole course away, because I want people to sign up for it, but just briefly, what are we?
Well, I have a chart that I give and introduce to my students. It's called Template for a Person. And it explains the three parts of us. Usually it's mind. So I will attempt to define what mind is so you listeners can understand.
And that's mind, M-I-N with a D. Is that different than brain?
Yes, that's different than brain.
Mm-hmm.
Brain is physical. Mind
okay.
is more mental.
Okay.
And spiritual, let's say. Okay, I'm going to start off right now we're using what we call the conscious mind. All of our senses are tuned up. Hearing, sight, speech, and all that, touch. And we call that conscious mind within the physical body, okay? And this is the end result. This is what we are. But then if you kind of let go of your conscious mind and go in, as we say, then you come to the subconscious level or the subconscious mind.
So from the conscious to the subconscious.
Right.
Okay,
And
gotcha.
the subconscious mind is more mental. Okay? Now, before I go any further, since we have both male and females, females are usually attuned to what we call the right brain knowledge. And the right brain knowledge is knowing, caring, loving.
Now, when you say knowing, is that N-O-W-I-N-G or K-N-O-W-I-N-G?
That's K-N-O-W.
K-N-O-W-I-N-G.
Now, we men are heavily left brain, which is knowing, which the one you just said, N-O-I-N-G, we're
No.
negative. And we know, plus we think we know everything. We're very
That's the
analytical, very critical. And that's what you must it makes couples understand a little bit better what they're dealing with from the opposite sex, because we are different, and in the mental capacity too. So this is what I've been explaining, the mental part of us now.
And you know, I think that's so important because in terms of just being able to get along and communicate male, female, female, male, if you understand that there are differences, then you approach the conversation as though there are differences. And I think that's where so many couples make a mistake. Women think that men are understanding and thinking as they are. Men think that women are understanding and thinking as they are. And so you just clash. You just clash rather than complement.
Yeah, the more
Very
you
good, very
know
important.
about each other or about what we are, it might be easier to get along, right? And again, remember I told you the physical is the end result. The mental part is the builder. It's the builder. It takes resources and puts them together to make things, to structure. Now, as you go to your subconscious level, you actually turn off some of the physical things like hearing and touch in part of those things, okay? And so therefore, as we say go up in mind, then we go to the superconscious mind. Now, people will say, oh, that was a miracle. But if you believe in a divinity or a God, if you really need help, that's where the miracles occur. Because we can kind of let go of the subconscious mind and go higher, we must say, and access the superconscious mind, which is at the spiritual level.
Okay, spiritual level.
And the spiritual level is really the creative level. It's not the builder, but it knows the resources, what to get, and etc.
So your great musicians, your artists, they are at that level.
They can be at that level.
Can
They are
be.
more at the subconscious level.
Okay.
Okay? But at the superconscious level, if you go into deep meditation, or if you're in a severe, say, accident, and the car turns over and somebody comes over, maybe a small woman weighing 130 pounds and lifts that car off the people, then she's accessed the superconscious. She may not know it, but she's probably tapped into the God level of energy.
Wow.
Yeah.
God level of energy. Wow.
And that's the spiritual level. And remember, the spiritual level is the creator level.
Okay.
This is where we as humans have gotten the knowledge to build these huge bridges and even the small units in these present-day computers. Okay? So we basically say from the creator level, the superconscious level, we will say that God created us and he built us the way we are. The end result is this human body.
And that's at the superconscious level.
That's a superconscious level.
You know, let me interrupt you because listeners, if you haven't done so, this would be a great time to go to the chat line, especially if you are interested in attending Dr. Hammond's class. Now, don't be shy. Just sign in and start typing. Remember, we are all family here, and it's okay. I'm waiting to hear from you. We have to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to continue this conversation and talking more about this. So listeners, don't go away. You're listening to Possibilities with Dr. Ada Kennan on WCOBM from Hot, Hot, Hot Las Vegas, the entertainment capital of the world. Be right back.